What's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man Solace, the humble servant of the life. Today I want to do this interesting video called Who is the God deity Cernunnos? Or Cernunnos, however you prefer to pronounce it. Now, this is ancient Celtic stuff. You may not know what that is, you can always look it up. But I want to do this video because I want to show you how Lord Shiva from ancient Hinduism, Cernunnos, and CERN is all the same things repeating itself over the history and course of the life. So you have Lord Shiva, you have the god Cernunnos, and now we have CERN. These three things are the same. Any ancient destroyer deity you've ever read about or heard about from any culture, it is the same thing. They are all the same things we have to grasp. Now, I want y'all to understand what CERN is, because there's a lot of rumor and the wrong things being said. CERN is not opening portals for demons to come in and none of this kind of stuff. That has nothing to do with what CERN is. CERN is just basically an organization or a group of scientists. And they do research in nuclear weapons, atoms, because this is how you get nuclear weapons. From the atoms. So 2 up quarks, 1 down quark. This is a certain kind of atom. So they're basically, what they're doing is trying to recreate the entire life, meaning the universe and all of that, within an 8-mile space. So they're not trying to open up a portal. They're trying to recreate the universe within an 8-mile space, I guess, to see how the life truly worked and started. So this is what they're doing. And in the course of that, I'm sure they're selling nuclear weapons to other countries, because atoms is how you get atom bombs. And CERN is crashing together atoms, trying to recreate the Big Bang. So this is what they're truly doing. But they know not what they're truly doing. They're just researching. So we have to grasp that and not get caught up in all the jumble fumble talk and all this demon and portal opening. This is not real. You've never seen a portal open. So let's just leave that alone. They're dealing with nucleus, atoms. Simple. Now, how is CERN the same as Lord Shiva and the god deity Cernunnos, which are both destroyer gods? I'm going to break that down right now. Now, you have to understand, CERN will bring about our destruction. Grasp that. When you're banging together atoms, they will eventually blow up the life and destroy everything living in the life, except for a small few. And they will have to learn from the life again and band together. So CERN will bring about everyone learning from the life again when they destroy the life. And CERN will become the destroyer life that those who survive retell the story to their ancestors. It will be told in that way. And over time, CERN will get an image and devil horns and tridents, etc., etc. But this is how that happens. Now, Lord Shiva is from Hinduism. Destroyer god. Shiva brings about Brahma, meaning after Shiva destroys, then you have Brahma, the creator god, the true god. This is when men learn from the life. So grasp that. Now, Shiva's weapon is the Trishula of the trident. And what that weapon does is it destroys the physical world. It destroys the past world, which is the ancestors and the knowledge of the past. Meaning ancient knowledge, that's destroyed with the physical world. Because this is your connection to the ancestors through the things they left in their knowledge. So that's destroyed. And the mind is destroyed when that is destroyed, because now you don't know anything. And you must learn from Brahma, which is the god of life, and you basically learn from life. So this is what Shiva represented. Now, Shiva got the image with the eye and the head, and all of this came later from ancestors telling the story. They didn't really encounter this machine, because just like CERN is a machine, so was Lord Shiva in Cernunnos. So ancients writing and telling and drawing the images of Shiva didn't experience this. It was just told to them. And then it became personified. All gods and deities have. Now, Cernunnos, destroyer god, same thing. Its weapon was the staff. Cernunnos has antlers, so it's like the trident. Cernunnos is the same as Shiva. You had Shiva, then over a course of time, men destroy themselves. This is why we have AD BC. Men destroy themselves, they have to band together, learn from the life again, and as they start to learn from the life again, they get knowledge. And this would be the Vishnu times, which will lead back to the Shiva times, when men and their technology destroy the living in the life. So that's all Shiva, Cernunnos, CERN. That's what all of these are, and this is what they all have in common. Y'all are waiting for Shiva to come back. Shiva's back. It's called CERN. And this is the destroyer god that you have always heard of throughout history. It is just men and their creations of trying to control the forces, like wind, earth, fire. When you try to control the forces which are superior to the life, you already know what happens. Men destroy themselves. And this always happens throughout the life. So you have to understand, CERN, in the future, CERN will be our destroyer god. And he will bring about the mighty all, the life. What I try to teach y'all to learn from, instead of books and men, men will have no choice but to learn from that. Start over. Just like AD BC, the gap in time. This is why you always have that. It is almost as if men never get past 2 millennia, meaning you'll never hear the year 3000 in any time, because men seem to destroy themselves before that time. So you have to grasp. Now, it doesn't matter which civilization came first, because when we're reaching for ancient knowledge, we try to say which civilization was first over the next. But grasp this. When men carved out the ancient Egyptian walls and wrote the hieroglyphs and all of these things, they'll take samples from that and date it back to whenever they dated back to. So let's say they dated back to 8,000 years ago. But now you have to remember, before it was carved out, the knowledge was known. You had to know the knowledge before you made the carving. So when they date these things back, they're not accurate. Grasp that. For them to make the wall carving, they had to already know the knowledge. For how long is the true question? How long did they have the knowledge before they made the carvings? How many generations did it get passed down and passed down before one generation decided to make the carving? So we have to grasp, man, Earth is old. This been happening since Earth had men on it. Men walk the earth, some become greater than others, knowledge is acquired, men get deep in technology, they get airplanes, they get all types of things, and then they destroy themselves in their research. And this is where the god, the destroyer god, comes from. Because the way the forces come upon the life, they probably thought it was a physical being. Shit is deep. Y'all have to grasp. We are in those times now. So Lord Shiva wasn't nothing but a organization of wise men of the past and their research, which destroyed the life. Same as Cernunnos, same as CERN. Now the scary part about CERN is they seem to be doing this on purpose, meaning they have a statue of Lord Shiva in the front, doing the dance he does before he destroys. They took the name from Cernunnos, because Cernunnos, which is CERN, Cernunnos is abbreviated CERN. So in the actual Celtic religion, they call Cernunnos CERN. In the research organization we got, this is the name they took, CERN. And they put Shiva statue in the front. This is why I'm telling you, Shiva, CERN, Shiva, CERN, and the god deity Cernunnos is all the same. And through CERN, you will get to understand why the ancients wrote about this destroyer god. And we will do the same to warn those of the future. See, this is what this is all about. They're not giving you history and saying, oh, worship this deity and God. No, they're giving you a warning. Yo, the more wise y'all getting when y'all start to fly around and have all types of technology, then you know you are on the point or the verge of destroying yourself. And God Shiva, Cernunnos, CERN, whatever you want to call it, will come. And it will bring about the Creator God, which is when men go back to the basics and learn from the life as they are supposed to, like I am trying to teach now, before it gets to that point. But men are lost. Y'all have to understand, y'all reach for nothingness. Y'all are lost in this way. Men will tell you about Nibiru. They will say there's a planet X called Nibiru, and they will give you all this history and knowledge on the planet Nibiru. And then they'll tell you to look up, and when you look up, you'll see Nibiru. Mind you, Nibiru is always there. Meaning, you got the knowledge of Nibiru before you actually seen it. So now when you look up and see it, it is what you was told it was to you. You don't see it through your eyes, you see it for whatever was told to you. Mind you, it was always there before the person that told you about it said it. Meaning, if you looked up on your own, seen it, you may not have came to the conclusion that they told you. And this is why we got to start learning from sight and not ears. Because y'all learn from what y'all are told. And this is only because y'all don't see. Look around yourself. Begin to learn. The wiser a man is, or the smarter or deeper into technology a man is, the more lost he is from the life. So in them doing what they're doing, they're going to destroy the life. And it's a deep, deep thing we got to grasp. Now, I want to show y'all some new things I'm working on before the camera shuts off. This is the video I just did. Deep stuff. The moon is a diamond. Mars is a ruby. You've been being worshipped, you've been being ruled over by the same people for the longest. Grasp that. Oh, baby, that's too deep. Oh, my God. Trees push out oxygen throughout the earth. Lungs push oxygen throughout the body. This is an exhale. This is earth. Grasp. Constellations of the past. Can you see it? This is what they were showing you. That is my hand and the markings on it. That is angle and degrees, which is basically mathematics. Understand the equations of the math, knowing that all letters come from numbers, and you will be able to read the written message that is written on the flesh. When I tell y'all the knowledge I have is divine, y'all got to tap into the all, the life. Stop reaching for nothingness. Trust me. Men ask me, how do you get wise? And then when I tell them, they don't grasp. I say, you got to stop paying attention to all these men in their books. If you're going to watch me, watch me. If you're not ready for just that, then just do what you're doing until you are. Because when you watch me and you watch the next fella, you're going to confound and confuse yourself. I keep seeing it happen. So grasp. When you're ready to go to the life and learn the life, you got to deal with just the life. Solace in the life, baby. And you won't get confounded and confused no more. It's that simple. Because as long as y'all looking for demons and all this crazy shit to come out of portals, y'all gonna be lost from what is truly happening. They don't know what they doing. They just banging together atoms and they're gonna blow up the life. And that's what's gonna happen. And men are gonna have no choice but to learn from the life again. And when they begin to keep track of time again, they will tell stories of the times where CERN destroyed the life. And then it will become the deity and the god, etc., etc., as it always does. And this is why you have so many destroyer gods over the history of the world. Because this always happens. And I have many videos telling y'all this. It's your main man Solace, the humble servant of the life. I hope my duties was fulfilled.